My name is Raph. I am playing Grinner, a barbarian human running from his past as an ex-soldier, now turned mercenary.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared. I'm playing the character of Luther. He's a Dhampir. He is a fighter that specializes in firearms, a bit of an investigator, and I am the great uncle of Grinner.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm playing Tithla, the Goblin Ranger. She is a wonderful hunter and medical genius.
Hi, I'm Haz. I'm playing Theodore, the Satyr Druid, who's a kind of a charismatic druid who's unwillingly taken Tithla under his wing as she's followed him through the forest for the past few months.
G'day, I'm Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar Wizard. He is on the pursuit of good and evil, finding out the best and worst in this world, and he's doing that with a little bit of naivety and optimism.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd campaign. Hello!
Hello!
Hey, hello.
Hello everybody. Welcome back to the Lost Archives. It's lovely to have you joining us for Curse of Strahd. We're excited, we're keen, and there is a new face joining us for tonight. First time on the D&D stream, but a regular of our Sea of Thieves streams way back when we did lots of Sea of Thieves. It's Andrew!
Hello, everybody. How are you?
They're doing well, and so are you, from the looks of things. I'm loving this must be your new place with the feature wall behind you.
Oh, a little bit of everything happening behind me. It's great.
It just looks like a blank blue wall to me, so I would describe.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, fantastic. No, I'm loving it. I was having, obviously with Jesse's birthday, I was messaging and saying like, how you doing? And then I found out you guys have moved to the lovely Maribyrnong, so that's very nice.
Yeah, fantastic spot.
Very, very exciting. Now, obviously, you are an old hand at D&D. You've played lots and lots of D&D before. You and I have played some D&D together. I've been your DM before, haven't I? Yeah, that's right. I took over.
You have descended to Avernus.
When our DM dropped out, which was fun. The one time I get to be a player, I get, 3 sessions? And then the DM was like, yeah, I'm out.
Interestingly enough, he is back now, and we are actually midway through Descent into Avernus yet again.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm exactly at the point where I've always gotten to the other 4 times that I've tried to play this campaign. So
and I've just messaged him, and I said I was coming down for a character spot, and he's just let me know he's now moving back to New Zealand this time. So
he is not.
I think it might be my fault. I've inserted myself in as a guest character. It looks like he's cancelled the campaign again. Sorry about that.
Get out of it. Get out of it.
That was one of my favourite campaigns as a player, though, because we approached things as chaotically as one possibly could. Your character you were a halfling rogue, were you not?
I was multiple different characters in that campaign because my character repeatedly died. I was playing Sir Garrett there for a little bit, human paladin. I was playing a good halfling rogue there for a little bit, and then was also playing an Oathbreaker paladin as well. Just a little bit of spice there as well.
I think for me, I just remember Skamos, the halfling. The halfling rogue who, at every opportunity, would backstab the party to make deals with demons and devils. At every opportunity.
Any chance he got.
Would find and create opportunities with people who weren't devils, just in case they might be devils in disguise. Like it was, it was genuinely hilarious.
It was to the point where the party refused to wear jewelry around me because I would happily take fingers.
Yeah, and you were collecting like other halflings' ears for a bit, weren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it was intense. That was.
He was quite possibly the most evil character that I think I've ever played. Actually,
and we're bringing him back tonight.
No, we are not. No, we are not. Did unspeakable thing.
We do have a new character. You are obviously playing a new character tonight. I don't want to give too much away. We will introduce your character when we meet them in the campaign. But for those who are watching on YouTube or Twitch, you will be able to see in the overlay directly underneath me the character name and a little bit of the artwork. I have to say this has been one of my favorite characters to draw. I've never drawn so much sass in a character before, so I'm very delighted to be able to bring a sassy gnome to life. I'm excited to see how the actual characterization matches up with the image I have in my mind from the very brief description that you gave me. Now we're obviously down Jared tonight. Jared has had some reconstructive surgery on his knee today. We just got a message from him before. Actually, he's doing really well. So it sounds like everything's going really well after his surgery. So we're sending our good wishes for a speedy recovery to Jared. Hopefully he will be joining us back again soon. Obviously, Jared and Andrew have played a lot of D&D together. Their dynamic is always quite fun to watch. So I am excited to have them both in the stream together for Curse of Strahd.
I'm dropping some food off to Jared a little bit later tonight. So
brilliant.
It's one of those things that I'll pass on my love.
Yes, please. Yeah, I've sent him a message.
Ask for that. No.
I'm doing it anyway.
Hit him in the knee.
Rebel.
He's
By
got
the rules.
He's got one good knee left. Can you take that out so that he's obviously pass on our love. I messaged him first thing this morning being like, hey mate, hope everything goes well. And I think he was a bit nervous because he then started messaging me lots of emojis. So I think he was a bit nervous about the surgery. So I was having a bit of a chat to him about it because obviously I spent a fair bit of time in and out of hospital theaters for my job. So I was able to sort of like have a bit of a chat to him, and I don't know if I made it worse or better. I was like, oh, it's all right, you'll be asleep for most of it. He's like, yeah, I'm actually the most afraid of the anesthetic. I was like, oh. Well, you'll be fine, mate. I'm sure it'll be all good.
You won't remember that.
In hospitals very often. Don't worry, mate.
Yeah. The brain essentially shuts down during that period. You won't be recording any memories at all. And he's just there being like,
if you die, you'll never know.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe I should have said that. I think that would have really helped him. Yeah, so obviously, Jared won't be joining us tonight or for the Return of the Giants stream on Wednesday. He may or may not be back again next week for Curse of Strahd and Return of the Giants. At this stage, we don't know. I'm encouraging him to take the time he needs to rest and recover. And obviously, we've got the lovely Andrew coming in and joining us for the period while I almost said Jacob is away. Well, Jared is away, and then obviously once he comes back, we'll have you two stay around for a little bit longer. And I am hoping, as long as your character survives the next session or so, I am hoping to have you come back as a recurring guest character. I've got some really grand plans about how we can fit you into the lore of Curse of Strahd quite nicely.
The way that I play, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Is he Strahd? Is another character that is Strahd?
He's almost.
Are you making a Strahd NPC?
That would be pretty novel and something incredible for the viewers to find out as they watch. So I guess we'll just have to see.
Spoilers, thanks.
Spoilers, thanks, Has. So just so you know, Andrew, you actually don't hold the record for the player with the most character deaths. That prestigious award is currently held by Raph, who in a single campaign, I think went through 8 different characters because the other players kept killing him.
How long did that campaign go for though? Because I'm pretty sure it was my record was 3 players and 3 characters in 3 sessions.
Oh, I don't. Yeah. I think you might have the velocity of character deaths might be yours.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
We'll have to see. Yeah. I can't remember how many Raph went through in a short time frame, but this was his best friend, right? Raph's best friend, who killed him just repeatedly and was like, well, it's what my character would do every time. So I mean, some
talking about the 3 and 3 though. Is that character deaths or is that NPC deaths at that point?
No, that's like character deaths.
Were you really a character? Yeah. Or was that like an unplayer thing, really?
I really tried to keep my characters alive, but it just didn't happen.
At that stage, you're collateral rather than a player collateral rather than a player character.
What happens in hell stays in hell, and that's about it.
And that's what happens consistently. Now, I should say for podcast listeners, you won't hear Raph's voice just yet, and that's why we're happy to talk about him behind his back. He's running a little bit late tonight. He will be joining us shortly at some point when he jumps in. So Raph will be here. Just hang tight. He'll be joining us soon.
And he said he hates you all.
He definitely didn't say that.
Specifically podcast listeners.
He definitely.
I hate podcast listeners.
There's got to be a point where like Jacob gets over this streak and then doesn't join in. But so far it's been consistent. So just let it happen.
In game and out.
Yeah, and then I like Tom's like giggle in the background every time as well, just reinforcing it subtly, just like with a little
yeah, would be good.
That's it. It's the breathy laugh.
It's a peer support.
Yeah, that's it. Now, I will do a quick recap to get us back into the zone for Curse of Strahd. The good news is we're actually going to be able to bring Andrew's character in pretty much immediately. So once I've done the recap, I'm going to do a quick backstory bit with Andrew for a little bit, just to get Andrew into the zone, get his immersion building, and kind of set the stage for his character to make his appearance. So I'll do our recap first, and then we will jump into the episode. The newest team of the Tempest Adventuring Guild have found themselves lost in a strange land, following a request to investigate some mysterious disappearances. Exploring a manor in the ruined town of Dowbridge, the group have faced ghosts, ghouls, and banshees, and in the process of disrupting a cursed magic ritual, have now been pulled through a tear in space to the demiplane of Barovia. Travelling to the nearby town, the group were met by a Barovian man who introduced himself as Ismark, son of the recently deceased village burgomaster. Ismark also introduced the group to his sister Irina, and revealed that they planned to head to the nearby town of Vallaki, fearing that they might befall the same fate as their father. The group have now arrived at Vallaki, having travelled across the fearsome and dangerous Barovian wilderness, arriving in the walled town over to the west, which the group are hoping is safe from the many dangers of the wilds. Arriving in the town, the group had to quickly make a detour to the church of St. Andril, Tithla having suffered horrific burns as a result of an altercation with a coven of night hags in the session before. In exchange for him... And an oven, yeah. Actually, the oven was what really fucked you up. It was animated, just for context, Andrew. I can see you laughing that a player died to an oven. It was an animated oven.
And
in exchange... In exchange for healing, the priest, Father Lucian, employed the group to locate the holy bones of a saint which had once provided protection to the church, but had been stolen some nights prior. While Grinner travelled to the nearby tavern, met with an elven-looking bard called Rictavio, and then drank himself into a stupor, the rest of the party set about searching for clues. After discovering the Undercroft had been disturbed with very familiar-looking footprints, the group interviewed the caretaker, a young lad called Miliavosh. It's coming through. That's right, I can fix that. A young lad called Miliavosh. Despite their suspicions, the team couldn't find any concrete evidence linking him to the crime, but did get a lead on a guard known to be in the employ of the Wachter family. This guard having been interested in the bones hidden beneath the church. Travelling back to the inn with Tithla now slightly further from death, and I really have to really double down on that, slightly further from death, the group have reunited and are now heading to the Wachter Manor to locate and question this guard. Last session, we left off as the group arrived, plus Grinner and Tithla arrived at the outside of the manor house. I will actually move the tokens just on the map so you guys know where you are. Over towards the manor house, which is just located off the main road near the Blue Water Inn, where Grinner had organised food and lodgings for the night. As you walk up towards the gates that cover the very well-maintained cobble road leading up towards this manor house, located on a little bit of a hill with a large hedge fence surrounding the outside, and through the hedgerows you can see this stone wall covered with sharp metal spikes at the top. At the front gate there are two guards, dressed in very unique-looking leather armour. The leather is bands and strips of leather that have been sewn together to form almost this padded appearance, and you can see that there are links of chain woven into the leather as well. As you look at this, anyone who's got any proficiency with smith's tools would understand this probably provides a bit more protection than studded leather armour, but without the disadvantage of the clinking chainmail. This is the armour of someone who doesn't want to be heard, but wants to be able to survive a hit or two. The two guards are both human, one male, one female. The female guard on the left, looking quite a bit older than you might imagine for a guard. Late 40s, early 50s, greying hair, hidden beneath a helmet that sort of hides most of her face and casts it in shadow, holding a very long spear with a jagged tip that looks like it's been damaged by rust. The male guard is a older gentleman as well, probably I'd say early 40s, maybe just a bit younger than the woman. Very distinctive scar. Half of his right ear has actually been cut off, leaving this jagged scar tissue down the side of one face, and actually pulling his face up a little bit where the scar tissue has constricted, giving him this kind of lopsided experience. Lopsided expression. I guess it's a lopsided experience as well. That kind of works. This lopsided expression. As you walk up and can see these two guards standing there, Grinner comes out of his drunken stupor just in time as Raph joins the stream just in time. I've just finished the intro, so that was perfect.
Did everyone's sound go weird for a bit there?
Yeah.
When Raph joined.
Yeah, your audio broke up there for a sec.
It just came good after 2 seconds.
The good news is that my microphone goes to 2 different outlets, so for the stream, hopefully nothing went weird.
So thanks, Hose, you've ruined it. You've just ruined the illusion program.
And the curtain falls and reveals a man hiding behind pulling buttons. No, don't look at me.
Alas, we don't actually know what we're doing.
I'm a great adherent of the make it up as I go along school. But in fact, we're not going to be jumping in with your characters. As your characters stand there spying the guard who you had decided to investigate, we instead jump to a different character. Raspip. You have arrived in Barovia some weeks prior. Whether it was part of a large group or a small group, you would have come through with a couple of friends and colleagues. How close you were to them is entirely up to you, but you are now the only one remaining. Whether it was to the dangers of the wilds, vicious wolves, other monstrosities half hidden in shadow that took your companions and consumed them whole in front of you or tore them apart, or whether it was the undead that patrol many of the roads and villages, the outskirts of the villages, you are now the only one remaining from the group that you came in with. Your time in Barovia has been pretty shit. Barovia is not a very great place. The sun, when it does rise and is visible in the sky, is always half hidden by cloud. You know that there are a multitude of dangers that you've never had to experience before in your life back in the world that you came from. Now, you can have come from whichever world you want to. Maybe you're from the Forgotten Realms. That's entirely up to you. But your time in Barovia has been pretty dismal. You've been in Vallaki now for the past couple of days. You observed a pretty horrific event, classified as a festival by the villagers of Vallaki, known as the Wolf's Head Jamboree. In this, lots of the villagers went out, hunted some wolves, cut their heads off, put them on spikes, and then paraded through the village with the wolf heads on sticks. There were kids skipping rope on the wolf intestines. It was pretty messed up. This was all in the name of joy and delight. The village burgomaster or the village mayor, to your mind, is very clearly batshit insane. This whole thing of there's all these catchphrases that people in town say whenever they hear the guards, like "smiles go for miles," and it's really a bit odd. And your understanding is that a number of the people in Vallaki genuinely believe that if they can just have enough fun, they'll be safe from all the dangers of Barovia. You know this is absolute crap. And if anything, the cult-like mentality of most of the people here probably precludes them and makes it easier for dangers to occur. So your experience of Vallaki has been a bit I'd say your time outside... Yeah, Vallaki, thank you very much, well done. I'm tempted to give an inspiration for that. Yeah, go on. It was a good pun. You can have it. That was good. And the fact that I didn't see that one coming is a testament to how far I have fallen in my punnage. But yeah, you've probably been staying at the Blue Water Inn. As far as inns go, actually quite nice. Definitely not what you were expecting when you came into Vallaki. The owners, the Marikovs, are very lovely. Damien, who has been the main person you've spoken to, this very dark-haired gentleman with a long, dark black beard with streaks of grey through it. He and his wife and 2 sons have been incredibly accommodating, immediately fetching for you a room, food and drink when you first arrived. And the rates at first were a little bit steep, but as you've stayed and not left, they've been offering you this ongoing discount as you've kind of done things to help out around the place. Maybe that's been some things involving your magic, maybe that's been some skills or knowledge you have from wherever you're from. Whatever services you've been able to share with them, that has now offered you a bit of a discount. And so for the last 2 nights, you've actually not had to pay for food and drink there, which has been pretty damn good for you. It's been quite nice. While you were in the tavern, you've heard a number of other outlanders like yourselves, or heard of them coming through. It's not a rare occurrence. It happens every couple of months. People are brought through the mists and are trapped in Barovia. And you've not really been able to figure out why. from what you can tell, it's almost like some bizarre Hunger Games situation where these outlanders are brought in and slowly killed or destroyed by the various dangers of Barovia. You have heard of some adventurers or some mercenaries who've gone up against Count Strahd von Zarovich, the ruler of these lands, and who you've been pretty, I'd say no doubts told is basically a god of this realm and is all-powerful and an immortal vampire. You've seen the procession of ghosts that marches from his castle every night at midnight towards the various graveyards across Barovia. All the people who've gone up against him and died before, the hundreds of ghosts. That's probably put you off a direct assault and encouraged you to think of a smarter way around the problem. As you were in the inn, you heard the Markovs talking about a group who've just come in, a brand new group who've appeared in the town. One of them, this grizzled soldier who seemed intent on drinking himself into oblivion, and then the rest of them having not come into the inn yet, but talking about setting aside some rooms, getting some things ready for it would have been 7 people who needed shelter and needed to have somewhere to sleep for the night. Hearing about this, I'd say your interest has been piqued a little bit. Other people like yourself, maybe they're from your homeland, maybe not, but strangers here, maybe there could be something you could get out of them. Maybe there's something you could learn that could be useful. And so you finish off your beer or ale or whatever it is you want to drink, or whiskey maybe, jump off your stool and head out to the town. And literally as you walk out of the inn, you see probably one of the stranger groups that you've ever seen before. In front of you, standing outside the Wachter manor house, is a satyr, a half-man, half-goat hybrid, with the lower half of a goat, slightly longer goat-like tail than most goats have, horns, and this big shaggy, it's like a reddish-brown hair. There is a man dressed in pure white and blue robes, with a number of... It's one large big spellbook, isn't it, Tom, that you've got strapped to your waist?
Yeah, that's right. Carry it around.
There's a soldier-looking fellow still holding a bottle of whiskey that's mostly dry, mostly drunk. A small goblin girl dressed in very bright, colourful yellow and green clothing. And a gentleman in a long duster coat with very pale, almost albino skin, with what looks to be some sort of weird crossbow hybrid strapped to his waist in a holster. And you can see that they're sort of slowly walking up towards the guards at the Wachter house. What would you like to do, Raspip?
Raspip is probably going to, I think, just follow on a little bit, just to suss out whether or not there's any nefarious intentions upon the group of travelers that I'm looking ahead of. I'm going to sort of follow, not deliberately stealthing, but also not getting in the way and trying to be a nuisance to the group. I just want to see where the rest of the party are going. And try and find an opportune moment to introduce myself.
Yeah, you see the group wander up towards the guards. I now pass over to the main group. What would you guys like to do? You can see, you've been told the description of the guard with half an ear. He's literally standing there.
I think we should probably leave and make sure we're not being followed before we engage in this. Probably go and hide for at least a week. Luther, what do you think?
I don't think we should be hiding, little lady. I just forgot that I had to be Luther then, sorry.
The one guy that wasn't here to talk to.
Yeah, classic fucking Jacob.
I didn't do it. Tithla did it.
Oh, sorry.
I would never.
It's what my character would do.
Oh, I swear to God, if I hear those words tonight, someone's going to die. Not the characters, one of you. No, I don't think we should be bailing out of here, little lady. We've got some stuff that we need to be doing. Here's the man we needed to talk to. Why do you think we're being followed? Are your burns still affecting you, Tithla?
Who said that? I must be the milk of the poppy.
That's why you're starting out your gourd.
Yeah. So I should say, Andrew, we're using a injury table and a sanity table. I've got a whole bunch of custom rules which you can check out on the wiki, Lost Archives wiki. There's a link now in the description below and in Twitch. The injury table, Jacob rolled the worst possible burn injury he could get.
Not necessarily. I'm sure you can roll worse than in that one.
No, it was the worst.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah, it was the worst. Yeah. So that was essentially 5th degree burns. Is the equivalent of what that was. So he's now doing a little bit better, but this goblin is wrapped in bandages. I would say, like most of the spare skin is now wrapped in bandages, and you can see
she's covered.
Yeah, she's covered, and in between the bandages, there's a mixture of green and red flesh. Some places where there's still skin, some places where there's just flesh.
Is it like shedding? Is it shedding off?
It looks like it's been bound. Sorry, you go.
Yesterday. It was so much more recent than anything you could possibly imagine. These are like the first application of bandages that have been put on her. Yeah. Every time she takes a step, it's ow.
So it makes sense that you just stoned off your face then.
Absolutely.
She was specifically fed milk of the poppy last session.
All
so
right. Beautiful.
For those listening at home, that's essentially opium. So just enjoying some milk of the poppy. And watch that video get demonetized faster than I can say milk of the poppy.
Jonah's going to drop down to her knee and just sort of look in front of Tithla. Tithla, are you okay? Are you just seeing me right now? You're talking about seeing the random children before. Are you okay?
Which Jonor?
Guys, we might have a bit of a problem. She's really quite cooked.
I don't know what you're talking about. Rose is supporting me in this.
She would be fun.
Yeah, Rose has got it. Well, she's no different to usual.
Oh, okay. You're also quite drunk as well. So I think we might need to take the lead here, Theodore. And I think our options are we just directly chat with this guy, or we sort of take a moment and.
Honestly, he seems a bit brutish. I think he's more hired muscle, and he's probably hired not to tell us. Actually, can I roll for that? Can I give that a little insight check into how likely this dude is to do anything?
How friendly is the bikey, basically?
14. Yeah. Excuse me, bikey. Typecasting a bit here. The bikey is as you look across at this. Essentially, the D&D stat block says thug. I don't want to typecast.
Sorry, my mistake.
No, as you look across the gentleman guarding the estate. I mean, clearly someone took offense to him and tried to cut his head off. As you look at the scar that's cut his ear off, it's very clearly whatever did this was a very sharp implement, and the scar, as you look closer, actually continues down a little bit, not too dissimilar from Grinner's neck scar, which is obviously a lot lower and is more of like a ropey kind of twisting scar. This one's much cleaner and smoother as it's been cut. But yeah, the scar does look like someone took offense to this guy and tried to cut his head off. Now, whether that means he's an asshole or the person who's interacting with is an asshole, you're not sure. But I would say, looking at this guy as he's sort of sneering at people walking past, this permanent scowl etched across his face, partly as a result of the scarring, you get the sense this guy probably isn't going to be up for just a quick chat at the front gates.
But does he look bribable?
That's a very good question. It's a hard thing for you to tell just looking at someone whether they're bribable. You get the sense though that you could try an offer, and I mean, if it starts to go south, just get out of there quickly.
Fair enough.
Hey, Theodore.
Yes.
So he kind of looks like Grinner, and Grinner's never really been forthcoming with information for strangers. And when we came across the Vistani, he was outwardly aggressive. Oh, maybe.
I mean, they're a bunch of shits, though, right?
Also fair, but
what if you tried to talk about some mutual opinions, like how bad it is to fall asleep on guard duty or something like that? Just spitballing here.
As you guys are having this conversation, Luther leans in. I just did a perception check for Luther. How stealthy are you being, Raspip?
I'm not being stealthy at all, to be fair.
Great. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I rolled a 16 for Luther's perception, so he sort of leans and goes, guys, I don't want to raise a scene, but there's a gentleman over there, short of stature with a funny red cap, who seems to be watching us.
What?
I don't think we need to be identifying people based on their stature and whether they're short on it or not.
Okay, there's a gnome over there, or a halfling, who seems to be watching us.
Do I hear? Am I close enough to be able to hear that?
I mean, you've been walking up this whole time. Yeah, as you like walk up, Luther leans in to be a bit stealthy. What's your passive perception? I'm guessing quite high, given your... Oh, maybe not, actually, now that I say that.
No.
Okay.
I'm also
You probably...
gonna, actively look where Luther's telling us there's someone, very overtly stare at the person walking up.
Yeah, you turn around, and would you like to describe your character, Andrew? And I'll put their artwork up on the screen.
Okay, so Raspip is an absolute giant gnome at 3'9". He's gloriously tall, and he's actually the tallest in his entire family. He is wearing a just sort of general traveler clothes more than anything else, but red seems to be the main theme of garb that he's wearing. He has got a giant sort of wonky crooked staff, which would indicate magic user. Other than that, he looks cripple as well. To last in this sort of realm, you would expect cripples to at least have some description of magic as well. But more than anything else, he's just fatigued and tired. I think, since coming into this plane, he hasn't really been, in a position where he can relax and truly settle down and be himself.
Wonderful. And as Raspip kind of wanders over, as you get a bit closer, Grinner, you turn around and see this very slightly exhausted looking gnome, still with a bit of a spring in his step, about 10 meters away from you guys, wandering up towards you. Bit of a half smile on his face.
Luther, there's a gnome there. Look.
I know, that's what I was pointing out.
Oh.
Luther, a gnome!
I beckon him. Hello, sir. Can we help you with something?
I don't think so.
Okay then.
Oh,
can I
carry on? We'll see you again very soon.
Can I see all of your hands though? Is that all right?
No.
Look, I'm not going to deny that's frankly an odd request.
You can pick the front or the back, but you can't see the whole hand.
Just
makes a valid point.
Just the front of the hand will be fine.
How do you define front?
Relative to where you're
hand
facing.
Up, fingers
Dear.
forward.
For podcast listeners, Jacob's holding his hand flat, horizontal.
So that you can see just the fingertips.
Just the tips of the fingers.
Forward.
All right, I can fly.
Yeah,
it's not
Luther's
you. It's not you either. And what about you guys?
Jonor puts his hand out.
No, it's not you.
Gang signs.
West.
I'll hold my hands out while everyone else is doing it.
Oh, it's not you either.
What are you looking for?
Friend?
I had a magic ring before I came here, and I'm looking for it now. I don't know exactly where it's gone. When I got transported here, it's just seemed to disappear off my possessions.
Is there one of the ones hanging off your staff there? I can see a couple dangling. Is it one of those?
No, it goes with those though, but it's not any of them.
What color is it?
It's made of silver.
Yeah, but is it silver, or have you painted it? Is it yellow, green, blue?
I would presume it's silver.
brown,
He said it's descriptively
pink,
silver.
Yeah,
silver?
Yes, it's made of silver.
Well, I mean,
Raspip is going to minor illusion what the ring would look like in front of him. So it's basically a really old style, antique-looking ornate silver ring. Pretty plain. There's nothing too much that sticks out about it. There's no gemstones on it. It's just like a really tarnished silver with a little bit of inscription on the side, but nothing overly special about it.
It's beautiful.
And you says this is a magic ring? What does it do?
It does some stuff.
Well, that's mighty descriptive.
Yeah.
Well, it does some stuff for me.
But nobody else.
Well, yes.
Luther's going to insight check that.
Is this like some kind of companion ring?
A promise ring?
Ooh, a mighty 18 from Luther.
Like it only does stuff to you in an emotional sense?
No, it's
So it has no emotional value to you?
No, it's definitely got an emotional value for me, but it's also got a bit of an intrinsic value as well.
I don't understand what that means.
Well, we are about to go into this house here, perhaps, talk to the guards. Maybe you come along and they might have seen your ring.
Yes, I'd like to look at their hands as well.
Well, let's not start with that, because that might kind of put them off.
Yeah, I'm amenable to that.
Have you thought that maybe people have it in their pocket?
It's not the kind of piece of jewelry that you would put in a pocket. Rings normally go on a finger.
You know, you're absolutely right. I thought someone might be tricked, but
fucking
it's so silly. That's on me. I don't understand why I would say such a silly thing.
Was
My
the
dad
ring?
always said, Tithla, rings go on the finger, necklaces around the neck, and watches in the pocket.
Unless they're on the wrist.
No, only pocket watches.
Okay,
what is
sorry.
this watch of wrist you speak?
Yeah, that's true. Watch of wrist.
Wondrous item. Watch of wrist.
Watch of wrist. Can I lean into Jonor and just say, don't you do some magic shit about finding stuff?
Oh yeah, that is actually a good idea. I could possibly help him locate something. Mostly identify rather than actually to find exactly.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about now. You lost me.
Can you identify the path to the item?
Not at this point, no. But I could tell him more about it. But I have a feeling he might know a lot about it.
When he showed us the ring, was it finger-sized for a gnome or finger-sized for a not gnome?
The minor illusion, that's a good question. The minor illusion, were you going for life-size Raspip or going for a bigger version so they could get an idea of the detail of it?
This is what it would look like on my finger, and I would do a really, really small one. But if somebody bigger were to wear it, then it might look like this. And I'm just going to minor illusion it just being slightly bigger than it was when it was on my finger.
What are your rings known for expanding?
And if you really wanted to wear it on your wrist or on your leg or something, then it'd be even bigger. And I'll just do any bigger one.
You've got up to 5 feet, so you can get quite large. Yeah.
Well, we can look for your expanding ring together if you'd like to come along.
That's not something you should ask people, mate. You should ask
your wide gaping ring.
Hey, Grinner. If I was going to start talking to you and try to get on your good side, what would you like someone to say to you? Because I feel like I could use a strategy on the guard over there.
Do you want to be told you are pretty?
No, it's well past that. I think we're all
beautiful, gorgeous.
I'm past all that, mate. Well, look, I was thinking about our little problem over the street there, and I was thinking, look, what we really need is a way in, right? Now, one soldier to another soldier. What if I try to get myself hired by this mob?
What exactly are you trying to achieve?
Honestly, I don't have a fucking clue. I just follow this lot over here.
We're trying to recover some items that were stolen from a church. It was pretty serious.
Sorry, Luther. We're trying to find a ring now.
We're doing both. I think we can help with both. We can do both at once. We're looking for something. We can look for this at the same time. What do you think, Tithla?
I don't know. I've only heard about this ring thing. I wasn't there for the other bit, so I'm just going to look for a ring.
We filled you in about the bones. We're looking for bones as well.
Yeah, but I mean, there are bones anywhere.
No, but these are special bones.
These are special bones. We
We're looking
need
for special
the bones.
Yeah.
Maybe the ring is the cover, and we'll also look for bones as well.
Okay, so we'll go in there accusing them of stealing this person's very unique individual magical ring, so that we can have a guise when we're actually looking for the super unique individual magic bones.
You know, I've just
you're banned
realized.
from the plans now.
I've just realized maybe we should delegate each person looking for the things, right? So we can have 2 people searching for one of the things and 2 people searching for another, and then Tithla can just like search for oxygen. Tithla, do you reckon you could find some oxygen?
Yeah, I'll go down the shop right now. And she begins to walk down the street.
No, not right now. I think it's going to be
pick up
closed.
a left-handed screwdriver while you are done there.
Need some headlight fluid.
I'll get it. And she
Make sure you get
starts to
some
go
elbow
walk
grease.
away. She goes to walk away unless somebody goes to stop her.
Okay,
She walks down the street.
Yeah. No,
I'm just going to
Luther
start
will.
following.
Luther will run forward, grab both your shoulders, and be like, "No, I think the shops are closed. It looks like it's a little bit late. Maybe a little bit later. Maybe tomorrow."
So, Grinner, that is actually a pretty good idea. Well, perhaps
To go to the shops.
no, to get hired by them and
Oh,
infiltrate them like that.
hey, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm glad I thought of it. So, while you're not, well, first maybe I go up and try and bribe him. We keep you back so he did not see you, and then if that fails, then we send you in as a guard.
Or or the other way around. Because if the bribe doesn't work, and all of a sudden I'm looking for work, maybe that's going to be suspicious too. I don't know.
True. All right. Well, then, yeah. If you'd like to go, is nighttime usual job hunting time? I do not know. I've not held down stable employment before.
When you're in the military, mate, any time's a good time, I think.
Perfect.
What about 4 o'clock?
Yeah, all right.
Do you want me to come with you as your union representative, or?
I'm just going to polish off the last of the bottle that I had with me.
As you do that, Grinner, as you polish off the last of the bottle, you hear the sound of hooves clacking on cobblestones behind you. And as you turn, you see a carriage heading towards the gates of the manor. In fact, you guys have to actually step out of the road to let this carriage pass the 2 large grey and black horses that are pulling the carriage, not really slowing down. The driver, in fact, on top, urging them forwards so that you have to quickly push yourselves out of the way to avoid being run down. As you do, anyone who has a passive perception of 14 or higher.
Yep.
Yep. I think it's just going to be...
me.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so Tithla and Theodore. You notice inside the carriage a woman. Her features half hidden by shadow, but her hand resting on the windowsill of the carriage. It's very obvious. And she is wearing a silver banded ring, antique looking, that looks very similar to the one that you were just shown by Raspip. And as the
As
gates...
you guys are noticing that, Raspip is just...
Raspip's just looking at the horses like, they're good horses.
And the carriage went off down the road, was it?
The carriage continues up towards the gate. The guards step forward, open up the metal gateway up to the Wachter manor, and as the carriage passes through, the guards close the gate behind as the carriage carries on up towards the manor.
Mr. Rasp... Well, I actually did not catch your name.
My name is Raspip.
Well, Mr. Raspip.
Oh, Luther saw this too. Sorry, Luther's got a passive perception of 15. Luther saw this as well. You saw that, right?
Hold up, Luther. Mr. Raspip, you
Yes.
You have magic, yes?
Yes.
What manner of magical guy are you?
I'm a gnome. I like to do some spells every now and then, but I'm not very good.
Oh, do you have a book of spells? Do you read
Did
a
you
book?
learn from a book, or did you learn from, say, perhaps your great-great-grandmother having relations with a dragon, or did you...
It just sort of happened.
Between your grandmother?
Well, you're not a wizard, that's for sure.
Sounds
Yeah.
sorcerish.
It just sort of happened. I don't know how to describe it.
Sacrifice small fluffy animals to a primordial being of evil?
No, not me.
I'm not a big fan of small fluffy animals, but at the same time, I'm not a fan of sacrifice either.
All right. Well, what can you do? Like, are you going to be of any use to this enterprise, or?
I can see pretty well in the dark.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty useful. I've made it this far.
Look, I'm not going to lie. You've not really sold me on yourself at all so far.
I'd be a lot more useful if I had my other ring, though.
Well, I'll put it this way. I may have some information on where this ring is. I just remembered something. If you were to say, help us get our bones back, I could tell you where the ring is.
You've seen my ring? Where? Where's my ring?
Did you not just listen to the previous sentence?
I'm happy to do anything to get my ring back.
All right, then we'll go.
I don't know what your bones you're talking about, though. We could just go to the butcher if you're willing to get any bones.
Very special bones.
Just keep that a little bit quiet. Keep it a little bit quiet, all right? Is that okay? Yeah.
We're not supposed to mention that the bones even exist, to be honest.
Sounds like if I help you find your special bones, you can find me. You can help me find my special ring.
That is the trade I'm proposing.
And as for what I can do this. And with that, I'm going to cast the light cantrip, giving an infinite amount of insight into what I can do as a spellcaster.
Which item do you touch to infuse with light?
I'm just going to probably literally just something like a little pebble or something like that I just hold up. See, it's glowing. I can do magic.
Ah, it's glowing.
Could I go for a Arcana or Insight to try and work out where his source of magic has gone from?
Oh, you can certainly try, given that plethora of information.
Yeah.
Feel free to pick a Arcana, Insight, Perception, Investigation, whichever one you want to pick, and I'll tell you depending on the roll.
Let's go Perception.
18. The magic, he didn't say any prayers like sometimes you've heard paladins do. He didn't have to consult a spell book like sometimes you've seen Jonor have to do when he's casting spells. He just literally grabs a pebble and concentrates for a few seconds and it starts glowing. Not even a few seconds. He concentrates and it immediately starts glowing.
No. It seems like...
It makes a weird noise too for some reason.
Alright then, well, couldn't you... light is...
Bet you haven't seen that before.
No, you are completely correct. I've never seen that. It is quite amazing.
I'm sorry,
Deception check, please. 14.
I would know probably that you are lying, but I'm going to go with it anyway to make me feel good.
Great.
Make me feel good.
Fantastic.
It's very, very special, this ability.
Actually, it's a pretty common thing with Aasimar is actually, because I'm an Aasimar, I can cause light as well.
Yes,
and Jonor also does exactly the right thing just to break what was in front of there. Pebble, light on it as well. Look, I can do it as well. I can make light. Yeah.
For podcast listeners,
what?
Raspip is very surprised by this development. His mouth drops down and hits the floor. Much easier being a gnome.
So you got a little way to fall.
Yeah.
Yes, it seems our friend Jonor can also do this. I personally had no idea. I've never seen him do that.
Well, hasn't your mind been blown today? Yeah, 2 people with the ability to do this unique gift.
Can you perhaps do anything else that might be actually useful?
Yes.
Just if we're going to, engage in some kind of bone-based ties.
Fucking teeth.
We need to know what we are working with instead of having some rogue agent coming along.
Just name some spells that you can do. Just describe a spell that you can cast. Can you make like fire? Can you make lightning?
Okay, so you said fire. I'm gonna click my fingers and a bonfire appears.
Oh,
and then you've said lightning. I'm gonna click my fingers and an eldritch blast comes out.
Can I just look across the street? Is the guard watching all of us just stand there?
Yeah, now they are, because you're now close enough, blasting around magic as you just start summoning random elemental effects. As Luther kind of steps back and goes, "Oh, okay. I think that was very magic."
Is there anything else you'd like to know?
I think that's a good start. No, that's a good start. Thank you.
The Eldritch Blast. What did you learn to do that?
I just woke up one day and I could do it.
Fair enough. It's a wondrous day to wake up.
It was a Tuesday.
All right, I'll pay more attention to Tuesdays in the future.
Was it cold or was it warm?
I don't remember which Tuesday.
Well, then why were you talking about Tuesdays? If you don't know if it was warm or cold, what other defining features of Tuesdays are there?
It was Tuesday morning.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Hey, Grinner. I think we should head on over there.
Yeah.
All right. I just turn and walk away towards.
So what's from my perspective, what is the party trying to achieve here? Are you trying to get past the guard that's there?
Do you want to just ask as your character?
Yeah. What's the goal? What are you trying to do?
We're trying to find a ring for our new friend.
Yeah,
I'm the new friend, and I know we're looking for the ring.
Just as a warning, she gets quite clingy with new friends, so I probably wouldn't leave the party if I was you.
If they say they're going to come back and then don't, and then do, and then leave again.
You see what I mean? Do not disappoint her, or I'll have to turn into a bear and kill you.
And
all right.
Now, so we are trying to work out some information. We know this person was involved, and we need to know how exactly was they involved.
We suspect that this person was involved in the theft of something from a church, some bones. We're just making sure that we get all the information before we shoot. Right,
So,
Tithla?
yes.
Asking questions
Who are we
first.
shooting?
No
Now?
one yet.
Shoot.
No. Asking questions first and shooting later.
Raspip.
Look.
Apple on the head.
No. I think we have drawn more than enough attention to ourselves in this street right now.
Who are we asking questions of?
You go ask that guard man if you can join the guards. Say you're out of work veteran soldier and you need employment.
Okay.
I'm a little bit concerned. As Grinner heads off, Luther turns towards you guys. I'm a little bit concerned that the guard's going to know that he was part of our party and not trust him because of that, because we were just like shooting around spells and things like that.
Well, he could say he was just drunk and saw someone shooting fireworks. It looked fun. Maybe a festival. You got to revel here.
I don't know if Grinner's going to think of that, though.
Well, this is on him.
Well, good luck to us all, then.
If not, we stop blasting.
Oh, God. Grinner, as you head on over, the two guards clock you, the woman, just one hand on the spear moving across and holding it with two as she lifts the spear up. Just clocks. Gives you a bit of a nod. The gentleman who is hand on the hilt of a rather long-looking broadsword at his waist gives you a bit of a look. Down his nose towards you. What do you want, mate? What are you doing here?
All right. Hey, hello. All right, love. How you doing? Yeah. Look, you lot seem military-minded. I myself am military-minded. I am also unemployed, and I would like that to not be the case. And I reckon you could use me here doing military stuff.
Yeah, it really sounds like we need your expertise. Doesn't it? Hey? As the scarred gentleman looks over towards the woman who's kind of like chuckles a little bit holding her spear. What are your special skills then, eh? Everyone's got special skills. What are your special skills?
Well, I'm very good at standing guard for long periods of time without moving. Just like you do.
I just have to stop you there. Can you do it on one leg? Because Lady Wachter likes to see a guard who can balance himself quite well.
Well, yeah, so long as I got a spear in my hand and I can lean on it at the same time, should be right.
What about no legs? Can you hold yourself up off the ground with just a spear?
Well, I could stand on my knees.
Well, it's not really standing then, is it? It's more kneeling.
Well, yeah, I suppose. What? Do you lot get employed for that?
The woman chuckles again under her breath. This like snigger as you hear the male guy just sort of looks towards her, gives a bit of a look, goes, "Oh, look, sometimes we serve at the pleasure of our mistress."
All right. Well, how about this then? If I beat the shit out of you two, I get hired. If you beat the shit out of me, well, you beat the shit out of me.
Oh, I mean, that is a very, fascinating proposal, but I've got a counter proposal. Why don't you run the fuck along out here, back to your little magic friends over there, stop bothering us?
What, that lot? They're not with me, mate.
Oh, it's just that you were standing there for quite some time, just chatting away. You look pretty chummy. Didn't he look pretty chummy, Vanessa? Looked pretty chummy to me.
I don't think I have a chummy bone in my fucking body, mate.
Oh, he looks like quite a chum, doesn't he? Bit of a glum chum right now, but bit of a chum.
Yeah. All right. Look, give us a fucking job, eh?
One, where's the job? Two, give me the job.
Look, do you know what, mate? Your argument has convinced me. I feel that I have treated you unfairly, and I need to apologise. I've treated him unfairly, haven't I, Vanessa? Oh, very unfairly. I tell you what, we've got a job for you. We need someone to do a perimeter check. We haven't had time. We're too busy guarding the front gates, too understaffed. You know how it is, right? When the army doesn't have enough soldiers, too understaffed. We're looking for someone who can do a perimeter check.
Right.
Do you reckon you could do a perimeter check? It's a way of sort of you proving yourself and your abilities, right?
Can I just size this guy up for a minute?
Would you like to make an insight check?
I do. I want to not insight what he's saying. I don't buy it at all. But I want to
his body
see
language. And,
insight, him. Could I take him in a fight, sort of thing? How's he look?
I'd say perception or insight. Then.
Right.
You've tried to punch a ghost. At a certain point, I think you can find anything.
Well, certainly try.
Certainly try. Hang on. Here we go. All right.
10. I mean,
can I
yeah?
Can I insight check that attempt to staunch them a little bit? Because I would like to know whether or not you're actually seriously contemplating whether or not you can or can't.
So you okay? Yeah, sure. I could. You can roll an insight check because you can't hear a huge amount of conversation, but you can kind of see enough of what's going on. You can see them both. All right, Raspip. So we'll do Grinner first. Grinner, 10. I mean, this guy's sword, the way he's handling it, this thing should be very heavy. He's just swinging around, hand on the hilt, moving it about as if it weighs nothing. You don't think that's a good sign. You suspect this guy knows how to use that sword at his side. And the lady with the spear, now that you're a bit closer, that jagged edge, it looks like it's been deliberately serrated and sharpened, the tip of the spear, so that when it goes in and cuts, it tears flesh on the way back out again. This looks like pretty serious gear. In fact, as you look at them a bit more, these guys look less like guards and less like military men and women, and more like bandits with clean clothes. Yeah, as you have a look, you're not sure whether you could or couldn't take them by yourself in a fair fight. In an unfair fight, you suspect these guys might pack a bit of a punch. Raspip with a 14. You can see Grinner, there's a vein bulging on the side of his temple, which is within view of you. And you can see the pulse at which that vein is starting to pump, getting a bit faster. As Grinner just looks this guy up and down, cracks his neck, and then sizes him up one more time just for the real power move style effect.
In your mind, you hear me say, If you want to come back to us, I can make you invisible, and then you can go and bonk them both on the head. It's me. It's
Fuck,
me.
what is that?
It's me. It's Raspip. I'm the little one that's just joined you. Look over to your group.
What?
As Grinner begins
Hello.
looking around, very confused, hitting the side of his head at one point, the guard sort of looks and goes, "Oh, we don't take madmen. All right, we don't. It's too hard to look after the criminally insane. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work out very well."
Look over at the rest of your group.
Who are you talking to, mate?
Just for a second.
You all right there?
Okay, I'm gonna turn to look at the group, just totally ignoring old mate.
And then
Did I see you
waving at you, going,
waving?
It's me. I'm the one talking in your head. Hello, it's me.
As the guard follows Grinner's gaze over towards Raspip. Not your friends then, eh? Not very chummy. That one's giving you a right old wave. Look at him. Look at that little fella giving you a wave. Oh, he's trying to get your attention. Isn't that cute, eh?
I'm gonna ignore old mate beside me, and I'm just gonna look at the group as a whole, and kind of go thumb up, thumb down, thumb up, thumb down, kind of frowning.
Come over to us.
I clop on over, seeing the ruse is obviously up. I clop on over.
As soon as he starts to clop on over, and the guy has come up next to me and is distracted watching people come across the road.
He hasn't moved from the gate. He's still hand on the hilt of the sword. He's not sloppy. This guy clearly knows what he's doing, and he knows a distraction when he sees one, albeit a shit one, as he keeps his hand on his sword. And in fact, as Theodore begins to clop on over, he pulls the sword out and draws it, and then rests it across his shoulders. This massive broadsword.
No, it is okay. I do not mean any harm. Look, you've clearly met my friend here. There is...
Oh, your friend, right? Oh, sorry. This will hurt your feelings, mate. But he said he wasn't friends with you, lot. No, I don't want to stir the pot at all, but he didn't think he was friends with you.
To be completely honest, he says that quite a bit. He can be a surly character. But...
Oh, we think he's a bit of a glum chum, don't we, Vanessa? Yeah, a bit of a glum chum.
Well,
I am a big glub.
Look, yeah, it's a fairly accurate representation.
Yeah.
But, look, full disclosure, we were trying to pull a ruse.
My trust has been shattered.
No.
Vanessa, I thought this gentleman here was our friend. I thought he was coming over to have a bit of a chin wag. Does this mean you're not going to do a perimeter check, friend?
Yeah, I could do that, and I start to wander off.
No, Mr. Grinner, you stay here.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna start walking around.
Oh,
the
we
side of
didn't
the
tell you
building.
where the perimeter was, mate. We're looking for someone to do a whole lap of the country. If you could just go out and do that. Oh, thank you. That'd be great. Just secure that perimeter.
I'm gonna walk off to the corner of the wall. I'm assuming it's a big long gate
down
thing
along
I
the
had
street.
made. Yep. So I'm gonna walk off down there and get to the corner, and hopefully these guys are all still talking.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna stand there and see if I can get Raspip's attention while everyone's having a go.
How do you do that?
Just kind of like stand there on the corner.
And okay, we'll see how Raspip responds. Raspip, what's your passive perception, my friend? I don't believe it was very high, was it? He's muted but shaking his head.
Wander off though.
Yeah, that's true.
To be fair.
Alrighty. We'll pass back to Theodore and the rest of the gang who are currently talking to this guard.
Now look, I apologize for trying to hoodwink you. Now, you seem like reasonable gentlemen. We need information, and perhaps I can make that worth your while.
Oh, that sounds like he's wanting to trade gold for information, Vanessa. Does that almost sounds a little bit like he's trying to bribe me. What does Lady Wachter say about bribes? No problem with bribes, I don't believe. That's right, she's not got a problem with bribes as long as we keep it between ourselves. Well, tell you what, young lad. You hand over some gold and I'll share some information with you. What sort of information are you after?
There is a boy. He works at the church. his name is Yaskia, I think.
Miljevush. Yes.
Stefan.
Miljevush. Yaskia is. Oh, you're thinking of the young child.
Yes.
Apologies. Miljevush is the teenager.
Yes.
Yeska.
Yeah.
Yeska.
'Cause
Yaskia is the bard from Witcher.
It was just before I got. Because this happened to my character.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Yes.
Oh, goat
Son
of
of
plenty.
The information we got was that this guard was seen talking to the young boy, right? Right. Yeah. So the young boy works at the church. I was wondering if you'd had the occasion to talk with him of late.
I don't recall having any conversations with children. I don't get many children coming up to the gates. Something about this big fucking sword that scares them off a little bit.
No, this would have been away from the gates.
Oh, well, that's impossible. I guard this gate almost every day.
I assume you do not live at the gates?
No, but in my downtime, I have to spend a bit of time not too far away. I get to stay at the guard's house on the property.
But I assume the Lady Wachter may have sent you on an errand out into the city before?
Well, the Lady Wachter often requires things to be purchased for her, being such an important and wealthy woman. It's not really her place to be wandering around the markets. Occasionally, she would enlist the help of guards like myself and Vanessa to go and pick her up items of value.
So it is possible, as you were out on one of these errands, to have talked with the boy?
If the boy was doing some sort of job or something, maybe I had a chat with him, maybe. Don't have any memory of it. My hand feels awfully light.
You're holding a big, very heavy sword.
Yeah, and yet somehow my hand and coin purse feel light. Too light.
I
almost.
Rattle a coin across my fingers and flick that over to him.
What type? Copper, gold, or silver?
Gold.
Oh, he catches the gold coin with his left hand. Sorry, with his right hand. His left still resting on the hilt of the sword. Bites it experimentally. I don't recognise where this coin's from. Looks nice though. Tucks it away. Real gold.
Is that it is?
Oh, that's a... Well, I think my coin purse feels a bit heavier and... Oh, I seem to have some memories coming back to me. I was talking to a young lad, that's right. Young lad.
I don't understand. You're still holding the same sword. Why is your hand heavy now?
I do have a recollection of talking with a young lad.
Yes, and I was just wondering what this conversation would have entailed.
Oh, I think I was asking him... What was I asking him? I was asking him something about some sort of message I needed him to deliver for the Lady Wachter. But unfortunately, I can't remember what that message was.
Roll another coin to the chat. Perhaps your memory is jogged by this.
Oh, yeah, I think I think I might have my memory jogged.
Yep,
Jonor.
He takes the gold coin. Yes, that's right. I remember it was private. It was not to be shared with other people. She was very specific about that. I remember that clearly now.
Yes, well, hence the point of the money coming from me to you.
He looks over at Vanessa. What money have you? I've not seen any. Is he suggesting that we could be bribed? Oh, that's my stars. That's an accusation and a half.
No, not at all. I was dropping coins, and you happened to pick them up. That's finders keepers. And perhaps I could drop a pouch with, say, 3 more of those if the Lady Wachter's request was, discussed between you two while I happen to be nearby.
Make me a persuasion check.
While that's happening, Tiff was like, Jonor, and just goes up and whispers. It was like, I'm really confused. He could remember, and then he couldn't remember, and then he could remember. I feel like I'm out of it a little bit, but can you just try and explain what's going on?
He'll get down to a knee to get to her level and whisper to her, well, you see that when people don't want to see things, they use coins to acquire things. So you know how everyone says that I was trying to buy you, which I wasn't trying to do.
You were trying to purchase. It's a bit different.
Well,
That's going to need some
I don't wanna go down this
context, but
pathway.
we're not providing it. So
Yeah. Sometimes they'll share gold in exchange for money. I mean, they'll share gold in exchange for information.
I understand. So you were just trying to buy my brain.
That's exactly right. And can you
Right.
please share that in the future, because that's exactly what I was.
Luther
Yeah,
leans in.
Taking somebody's brain seems much more less invasive than their whole body.
Luther
That's right.
leans
I
in.
just wanted.
Jonor, I think next time you should describe it as a sponsorship or a scholarship, just as an FYI.
Yeah, that's a better turn of phrase, isn't it? That's for sure.
Are you? Did you guys all come up with me as I clopped over to there, or
Yeah,
am
that's
I talking
yeah.
solo?
The rest of them were like, oh yeah, we follow. So I was like, well, Luther's going to come too.
Then I would like to take my little. Druid
I feel like
slot
we're
and sort of just try
there-ish,
to,
not right there.
while I'm doing this whole bribery thing with these guys, jab Jonor in the shin with my staff. Try and
Okay.
jog his memory of a certain ability he has.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I'm kind of tired, man. I need a rest.
You may remember from last session, or maybe not, as it seems, Jonor's out of spell slots.
Very good.
He mentioned it. He mentioned last session he can't cast Detect Thoughts because you wanted to use it on Miliavosh, but you couldn't because he's like, I'm tapped out.
Well, let's hope my 20 in persuasion is enough to get these guys to be a bit more forthcoming.
I do love that. Oh, I do enjoy that so much. 20 persuasion. You know what? If it would be a real shame if you were to drop a coin pouch with, let's say, 4 or 5 gold pieces in it, and I just happened to be informing Vanessa of an important update to our work that is tantamount to our success as guards for Lady Wachter. And if just it so happened that people overheard part of that, that'd be a real shame, wouldn't it? And obviously, no one could be held responsible for such a turn of events, such a strange coincidence, sequence of happenstances.
This is my thoughts exactly. It would be unfortunate for me to lose that pouch, lose my coin pouch, but look, if that happens, it happens.
Oh, it's exactly right. I could not agree more.
Now, would you be having this conversation with the Mademoiselle Vanessa?
Oh, I think I could. If I heard the sound of something metallic clanking against the cobblestones here, I could probably start talking.
Drop a pouch with four gold in it.
As the pouch hits the cobblestones, he turns towards Vanessa. You know, Vanessa, do you remember that errand I was sent on, the Lady Wachter? Oh, yes, I do remember you left here at quite a rush. Well, I was sent to go talk to that young lad who hangs out by the church. You remember that little boy? Yeah, I think I've seen him around town. Well, I was just having a chat to him, and I happened to ask him about some sort of protection that church had. Lady Wachter had wondered how the church had managed to be kept so safe for so long, and it just so turns out that young lad was more than happy to share that the special undercroft keeps the church safe, that there's a light below the church that helps keep the people of Vallaki safe and warm. Isn't that lovely, that little tale? Oh, that's very lovely. Yeah, and I thought to myself, well, that seems like a lovely story. I found myself comforted by that, and I thought I'd share it with some other people who thought they could be comforted by it as well. So I reported that back. And was Lady Wachter comforted by it? Oh, I didn't say Lady Wachter, but I do know that it did provide some comfort to those who'd heard it. And you know, I was told that some nefarious ne'er-do-wells may have broken into our lovely church here, St. Andrew's Church, praise be to the sun. And I heard that some ne'er-do-wells had been down there, some unscrupulous young lad who wields a shovel.
Jonor, it's the shovel bandit again.
Nope. Pardon me, I could not help but overhear your very private conversation.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Neither do I. I've heard of a ne'er-do-well that has a shovel. I was just wondering he has stolen something from me, or wondering if this is a gentleman you are aware of?
Oh, it's a sad time when the youth can't be trusted not to steal from other people. Isn't it sad? Breaks your heart, doesn't it?
Very sad. Is this the same ones that works at the church as well as the groundskeeper?
Oh, that would be a rare coincidence, wouldn't it?
Nope. I happen to have one more coins that I could stand to lose onto the ground. You wouldn't happen to be aware of anything from a church undercroft that was taken by this shovel bandit?
Oh, well, I hear that shovel bandit's been filling his pockets whenever he can. You know, he claims that he's doing it for the good of the little children. Isn't that nice? Isn't that sweet? But you're still stealing from a saint, and that's a pretty shit thing to do. Notice all those lovely candles. It's a shame that a lot of those candles went missing last winter, wasn't it? Lovely candles, says Vanessa. Oh, yes. Yeah, a whole bunch of candles went missing. Do you know what? I thought I saw them being pawned only a few weeks ago.
Do you happen to know who he would have sold this undercroft material to?
Oh, look, I couldn't comment on what he's been. I wouldn't know anything about that. But if you were, perchance, to head on over to Arisek's stockyard, well, maybe if you were to go to the stockyard, you might find there a gentleman who helps procure and sell items of value that maybe need to be kept a little bit on the down low.
All right, well, thank you very much. You have been most forthcoming. You are a kind and sophisticated gentleman. And
sophisticated. That is a lot of letters in that word, isn't it? To describe a gentleman as humble as myself.
Well, yes, you seem like a man of good taste.
You know, I do like a good ale as well. I find the taste of that washes things down. If I was to happen to be near the Blue Water Inn, and I think travellers such as yourselves probably going to be stuck in there as well, if you happen to purchase a beer or an ale for me, I think that would be a lovely thing to do for someone with such refined taste such as myself.
Of course, I will do so. In the meantime, I have this wonderful slice of pie. Would you perhaps like this?
Oh, look at that, some genuine dream pastry. Oh, you know what, that'd be lovely. It's been a number of weeks since I tasted dream pastry. If you were to be so gentlemanly, or gentle goatly, as to hand that over.
I hand him my slice of pie.
Oh, look at this. Vanessa sort of goes to reach out a hand, slaps away. No. The lovely goat man handed me the slice of dream pastry. What did you do there, Vanessa? You just stood there like some muppet, didn't you? Well, I was providing guarding. Oh, no, enough out of you, thank you, Vanessa. This is my slice of dream pastry. You should have spoken to this gentleman before. Do you have another slice of dream pastry?
Unfortunately, I do not, but I think it would be unsophisticated to not share with your companion. Not that I'm trying to tell you what you should.
Oh, well, the word unsophisticated sounds a little bit longer than sophisticated if my mathematical prowess is anything to go by, and I'd like to be known as the slightly longer word, because that normally means it's a better word. So I'll gladly take the title of unsophisticated if it means that I'm a slightly better person because of it.
And one who is super unsophisticated, all one word, is someone who delights in sharing their things with their charming female companions.
Oh, I think you'll find that rather than sharing, I think I'll share a life lesson with Vanessa. And that life lesson is, Vanessa, always make sure you're the person spilling the beans. That way you get to lick up all the lovely juices off the floor. She sort of makes this disgusted expression as she looks at him. He goes, oh, too easy. You're too fucking easy. Well, it's a shame. I'm going to enjoy this lovely pie.
All right. Well, I sort of gather up the homies and
before you leave, Raspip. Yep. You go.
Sorry, as the guy's holding the pie, can I just jump in with? Can I see your fingers?
You know what, young lad? You can see as many fingers as you like. Would you like to see this one?
and he holds up a middle finger. And then he goes, I've also got this one, and then holds up the first 2 fingers. I've got lots of fingers I can show you. I could show you in order if you like.
Yes, please.
Oh, so here's the first one, gives you a middle finger. Here's the second one, gives you the V. Here's the third one, does just the number 3 and then like tries to sort of make it like aggressive and sort of fails a little bit. Number 4, and he just holds up a fist and shows you, and then number 5, and then punches into his fist and grinds it into his hands.
All right, you don't have my ring. You're not of any use. And what about you, Vanessa? Can I see your fingers?
She just, holding her spear, just holds out her spear sideways so you can see her hands, and then puts her spear back.
Thank you. I'm gonna turn around and.
As you begin turning and walking away, you see Grinner just staring at you from like down the street, just like.
Friends,
Unblinking.
have you seen a ring lately? Sorry, Raspip, could you show them what it looks like just in case?
No, this is okay. Do not trouble these guards anymore.
I'm gonna still show it anyway.
Away.
My main objective is for the ring. So I'm gonna minor illusion a ring and ask them. Have you seen this ring anywhere?
Oh, I can't say that I have. It's a pretty little piece. No, I can't say that I've seen that ring anywhere. Sorry, my lad.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you.
What if it was slightly bigger? Show it slightly bigger.
I'll
so
make
it could fit a normal
bigger.
person.
Ooh, you know what? No, I haven't seen that one either.
Interesting.
Let's go.
Well, I tried. Raspip, I'm sorry. I don't know that this fellowship of ring seeking will work. I'm not sure that there's anywhere else to go. We tried to fly and we fell.
Well,
That was
I think
Lord of the Rings joke there for all those who just sat in silence.
it's all right. So we knew it just wasn't a very good one, so we decided to let the silence be your response and move on.
But I heard raucous laughter from the group, and I'm going to attribute it to the joke.
Okay, fair enough. Luthka, I think we should probably be moving on. Thank you for your time. We'll leave you be, and begin sort of like ushering you guys away. What's Grinner doing all the way over there by himself?
I fill in Grinner. Shall we head back to the pub and discuss a plan?
Yeah, all right. Am I not going to beat the shit out of them?
Not at the minute. They were eventually quite forthcoming.
Oh, I had a bottle ready and everything.
You hang on to that. We can bottle them later.
All right, I'll hold you to that.
Right.
Alrighty.
To the pub.
As you guys head back towards the Blue Water Inn, as you get to the door, Luther sort of stops and goes, actually, I might have a bit of a walk around town. I'm feeling a little bit claustrophobic being inside right now. I might just have a bit of a wander around the town, and I'll meet up with you guys before we head to bed.
Do you need some company?
No,
would
it's
more
fine.
people help you feel less claustrophobic? What if we all came with you?
Strangely enough, Tithla, that would not help me feel more claustrophobic. That would not help me feel less claustrophobic. I'm just gonna have a bit of a. I just feel like bit of a nighttime stroll. I'll be back before sundown. Well, before too late after sundown. I promise.
Okay, well, be careful with your knees.
My knees are fine. Thank you very much.
If you see my ring, can you let me know?
I tell you what, I'll do you one better. If I see your ring, I'll take it and I'll bring it back.
That'd be great. Thank you.
No problem.
Don't put it on.
Can I put it on a string or something to bring it back to you?
That's fine.
What if I was to put it on a? I won't put it on. I promise. I was just messing.
Don't put it on.
I won't put it on.
Really want to put it on now?
I want to put it on my cock. No, I won't put it on. It doesn't say that. I can't talk for Jared's character.
I'm gonna minor illusion a really, really, really small ring.
That's beside the point. I'll be back later. And Luther then takes off, heading towards the night. As you step in. Well, I guess it is now. Sorry, Jared, that you can't be here to defend your player character.
In one session, and I've already accused him of having a small penis. Sorry, dude.
It's normally how it goes. And he's joining us live. Jared, how does that make you feel that your friends have turned on you in an instant, a moment of weakness? No, I don't know. He's obviously not joining us live. I think he's recovering from surgery right now, but he'll catch this up, I'm sure. Jared's pretty good at listening to the past episodes, so sorry, Jared, about this. This was not my choice. They did this.
Hey, Theodore, what did you learn anything important from those two?
Well, so I learned that they did approach the boy and got the information, so they could have stolen it. But they also implied that the Miliavosh was involved. Now, that leaves two possibilities. Miliavosh stole the bones and sold them, or they stole the bones, Lady Wachter has them, and they are framing the Miliavosh.
Well, we could get to the answer to that real fucking fast. Let's go find that kid and string him up by his fucking toes.
We beat the Miliavosh.
Yeah.
Now, they did also tell me that when someone wants to sell things, they go to, what was it? Tom's Scrapyard?
R6 Stockyard.
Thank God someone listens. Also, Tom, I just want to say thank you for getting us back on plot.
That's all right. Grinner, do you think is that the most effective way to get information out? Because last time when we spoke to him, he didn't want to tell us anything. Have you found that works before?
Look, it's not a proud thing to admit, but yeah, a little bit of pain and a little bit of fear gets you a long way if you're trying to get answers. They're not always the right answers,
you want.
but they are answers.
I don't think that the milk of the poppy is making me think smarter.
On the contrary, Tithla is honestly the most intellectual you've seen in a fair while.
You're welcome.
I think it's the burns that are impeding you.
Oh, yeah, no, that's because I'm super smart. Well, you know that. What are we saying?
Exactly.
I think we're talking about torturing a child.
Yes, we torture. No, he's a teenager.
No,
and
thank
everyone
you.
knows teenagers are
No,
evil.
thank you.
Wait, no thank you to what? You know.
No, we're just only gonna talk.
Well, okay. Well, first things first. If we go to R6 scrapyard, and he does not tell us that he bought the bones from Miliavosh, then we know that the Lady Wachter has them most likely, and that Miliavosh is being framed. No need to torture the child.
Yeah, that's probably better. I don't really like torture anyway. I should put that out there. I don't like it. It doesn't mean I'm not good at it.
Grinner, you know I love you, right?
No, relax.
Okay, I love you deeply.
Oh.
But there
I've
are
only
two
known
things.
you like 5 fucking days.
It's very much in a caring, loving, platonic way.
Oh, all right.
Not as much as I love, Theo. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting off track. We've heard from you that there are two things that you really, really don't like.
Yeah.
You keep suggesting one, and you've done the other multiple times.
Well, look, you stick to what you're good at, right? It doesn't matter if you don't like it. If it's what you're good at, it's what you do.
You are very good at falling asleep on guard, yes. I'm just not sure that we should be talking about torture all the time.
I should. Can I give Andrew some context for this? In the very first episode in the session 0, Grinner's character tortured a man in hospital. Not torture physically, but like emotionally destroyed him for falling asleep on watch and letting his companions die, and then has proceeded to the 3 times he's needed to be on watch, fallen asleep.
Or pretend to fall asleep.
Or pretended to fall asleep. So there's the sweet nectar of hypocrisy dripping from Grinner at all times.
That reminds me, actually, I gave the main guard my slice of dream pie, so he should probably be falling into a very deep sleep this evening.
Oh, that's a good point.
Won't there be a different guard on guard duty, though?
At the very least, he said he'll be in the guardhouse, so if he does, he won't be coming to attack us, because he'll be...
Could we steal things from him in the guardhouse? Say... dignity?
His life.
Steal his dignity.
Okay, you've gone for stealing his dignity or stealing his life. I would say we go into the manor house and steal from the rich lady.
Yeah, both.
But she won't be asleep, will she? It'll be nighttime.
Old ladies sleep at night.
There you go. Hey,
You're
did
muted,
you see
Andrew.
that ring that looks different to the one that he wants?
What ring?
Well,
There
the
was
ring
no-
that
there
the
was no ring?
Raspip wants. Did you see that one?
No,
it
it
was
wasn't.
it was similar. It's different though, but it was like kind of like that one.
Wait, sorry. Who?
Well, there was the lady in the carriage.
Tithla, I could honestly murder you sometimes.
Well, we were after the ring, and that's a similar ring.
Yes, you welcome the puppy in you. You are clearly under a lot of physical pain again.
Have you seen something that looks like my ring?
It was
Well, I
like
guess
it was
the other
different.
ring-
It was a different size. It was completely different size. So it's not your ring.
I guess now that our goals more clearly aligned.
Was it this big? And I'm gonna.
Yes. So the lady walked.
No, it was smaller than that.
It was this big.
It was a little. You know what? I don't remember. It was a big distance. It was silver.
Raspip, I owe you an apology. I withheld some information.
What do you know?
I'm sorry. Were we
no,
not meant to say anything yet?
No, it is obviously too late now, Tithla.
I'm sorry. Can I take it back? Can I have it undo?
You cannot apologize.
No, you can't have an undo.
Raspip, since our goals align, we both seem to probably want to rob the Lady Wachter. She is the one in possession of your ring.
What makes you think that?
Well, I saw it on her.
When did you see her?
The carriage that almost ran us over, she has it. I saw it in there.
We need to go back.
We will. We need a plan first. First, we need to check the scrapyard. Then we probably need to check with Miliavosh. Then we need to wait for the guard to fall asleep from the pipe. And then we conduct some manner of heist.
I was just gonna walk in the front door and take my ring back.
I don't think that's how rich people work. If they have something in their possession, they tend to not give it back to you.
That's where I come in.
I wasn't gonna ask for it. I was gonna take it.
With doing what?
Well, and I'm gonna hold up my little pebble.
You cannot light her to death.
Why not?
Because she is not made of darkness.
I can do other stuff.
Which is about the only thing that the light can have.
Yeah, I can do other stuff though.
Well, I'm yet to really see much of that beyond random cantripping.
Yeah, all right. You'll see it, I'm sure.
Well, hold on.
Right,
we're off topic here. What the fuck are we doing? Are we going to go look at this place where the bones might be, or are we going to go beat the shit out of those two fucking guards?
Yeah, we're going to go to the stockyard first, and then Raspip. That means that if we don't find it there, then you're going to have 4 others with you to help take on this whole manor. So it makes sense for you to stick around, and we'll be there with you to back you up. So
I'm happy to go with you, but you all got to promise me that when it comes time to find my ring, that you're not going to leave. Otherwise, I'm going to be very upset, and I might kill one of you.
Which one?
Have we got a deal?
Which one?
Yeah,
I think we need
actually, it is pretty
specifics.
important. Which one of us would you kill?
I don't care.
Well, we do.
Well, we
Sometimes
do.
I don't count very hard.
This is pretty close to death anyway, so mechanically speaking.
Wait, what?
For context, your friend for years that has stayed with you in the forests, your one source of contact. You're yeah, mechanically speaking.
Yeah, but
She is the
Tithla-
closest to death. Would be a shame,
didn't
but I would
understand.
not shed too many tears.
I didn't say not shed the tears, I'm just saying. Also, Grinner, he seems to want to drink himself to death.
Well, then I wouldn't kill him then, because he'd kill himself.
What?
Be one of the others.
What if you were to buy him a whole bunch of alcohol? Then you would almost, you would be killing him.
Look, I don't think that we should go into this partnership with threats, though, right?
Yeah,
Not
I
a
think
threat.
so.
It's more of
I
a
think perhaps
promise.
we should, murders,
As long as we all agree that I'm helping you and then you're helping me, there's no need to threaten anybody.
No, I agree. We will
Makes
help
sense,
you.
Raspip. But
Is
just
it
make
Grinner?
sure, it is yours at the end of the day. You can do whatever you need to take it. I'd be mad if someone took my spell book. I'd be releasing hell and fury on him.
You have no idea.
Makes sense to me.
Look, that guard was very rude, and I just want to hit him. So if I get to do that, I'll go wherever we need to go.
If it makes you feel better, I just made him eat children, so...
No, it genuinely doesn't.
let's move on
I
to-
need another fucking
There are
drink.
children in
Let's move on to...
I go inside to get another drink.
Yeah, you guys have been outside this whole time. As you step inside the tavern to the Blue Water Inn, Grinner, you can see that the innkeeper, Damien, is moving around refilling jugs. Oh, not Damien, sorry. Why did I say Damien? I know why I said Damien.
Damo coming back.
Yeah, Damo. Owen Martikov. As you head inside and see Owen running around filling up drinks, gives you a bit of a nod, gestures towards an empty table over towards the back where you guys had been sitting before. Has a bit of a look outside the window, sees your companions there too, gives you a bit of a shrug as the rest of them seem to still be standing outside, holds up a flagon and looks at you questioningly.
I'm going to kind of stagger over to him and just say, can I please get another bottle of whiskey, and are my clothes dry?
Your clothes are dry. Yes, I can take you back and we can get you changed right away. Another bottle of whiskey. I think for tonight, I'll just fill up your glass when you need. How about that?
Whatever gets a glass of whiskey.
Come with me. I'll get you changed into your clothes. Come with me. We'll get you changed and get you back to your table.
These ones really don't fit. It's been pitching around my nutsack the whole time I've been walking, and it's no good.
All I had available. Would you prefer to be nude?
Frankly, give it. I just want.
Oh,
my
who's
clothes
your
back.
friend? As he looks down at Raspip, who's just wandered in behind you, unseen for the
Oh
moment.
fuck! You really sneak up on people, don't you, Raspip?
Oh, Raspip, are you... So, Raspip, you know Owen, Owen Martikov, the innkeeper. You've had a few chats with him. Seems a nice enough fellow. His two boys are rather mischievous, but clearly he loves them with all his heart. A bit of an older man with a big bushy black beard with streaks of grey. And as he sort of sees you, goes,
Oh, I didn't know that you were acquainted with my friend Grinner here, Raspip.
Yeah, he's talking about me killing myself so he doesn't have to. He's a funny little fella, that one.
Sure. Well, Raspip, do you want me to bring your stool over to the table?
Yes.
Okay. Grinner, let's get you changed first. I'll come back and get you a drink, Raspip. What can I get you?
I'd like a beer.
I can get you a beer. Do you want a pint or a schooner? It comes in pints.
I'm probably gonna go with a pint.
I thought you might. So I'm going to Lutherian. I thought you might. I'll fetch you a pint and get you over there. Just get you a stool and I'll just get Grinner some clean clothes right now, okay?
Yes.
Grinner, come with me. Raspip, just grab a seat. I'll be with you in a minute.
Hey, I'm Theodore. We sort of know where we need to go. Why we're letting him get a bottle of whiskey? Because we can just charge on over to Rastek's place.
Fair enough. Let's get going.
You're just going to
Grinner,
leave.
That's a bottle on the run, all right? You take that and you take it with us. You take it with you, and we're going to the shop.
Wait, I can't hear you. What are you doing?
Grinner.
Sorry, I should have said I message him.
As Grinner heads towards the back and begins getting changed into his clothes, you hear Jonor's voice in your mind.
Get your bottle and we're going. And grab Raspip as well.
Why does this keep happening tonight? Who the fuck is it?
You know who it is.
Do you spend another use of message just to say that?
Yeah, he probably hasn't figured out how to reply back, so...
Fair enough. Grinner, you get changed, head back out. As you emerge, there's a glass of whiskey on the table for you. Raspip's just started to drink this pint as you emerge.
Can I just count out whatever would be the equivalent of enough money for us to be able to take these glasses with us? Like, under the proviso that we'll bring them back, but like collateral, we're taking them with us right now.
So, as you sort of start asking this of Owen, he eventually just gets a wooden flagon, a very messy, hastily carved wooden flagon, two of them, pours each drink into them, and hands you the flagons. Goes, I don't really care what happens to these. My son's carved these, and they're shite. They've done much better work since.
I feel like you shouldn't tell him that. That's a bit harsh, but yeah, I mean, you.
No, they've done better work since then. This was just their early pieces, and as you can see, they're pretty shit. That one leaks a bit, so you might want to drink a bit quickly there, Raspip.
Yeah, okay. Raspip's just going to hold the up above and...
Every so often, a drop falls down onto your tongue. Every, 40 seconds or so.
Pip, we're off, mate. The rest of them have fucked off without us. We got to go meet them at the place where the bones might be.
All right, I'll follow you.
As you guys head outside, the rest of the group is standing there waiting for you.
Oh, would you look at that? I was wrong.
Oh, it's so much more fun when I use RP to make you eat shit, and you immediately just start shoveling it straight in. And then go, you want a spoon, Owen? And I'm like, yeah, all right. As you guys set off, Raspip, you would know where the stockyard is. You've been in Vallaki for a couple of days now. It's not an area that you haven't been to yet. The stockyard itself is just a little bit south of where you guys are. It's actually down towards near where the mayor's house is. If you continue down the main road past the Wachter house towards the southeast, eventually you get to the open town square that is the... it's sort of like a secondary town square where the stockyard is, and it's semi-fenced and semi-not. And there's a number of market stalls that are set up here at different times. It's got a number of different workers as well, some sheds and warehouses set up as well. There's also a, that sometimes when Vistani come through, the travelers who are able to leave Barovia, when the Vistani come through, often they'll set up in the stockyard, and they'll rent out a section of the stockyard and stay there. You've probably interacted with Gunther Arasek, the general store manager, who every time you've tried to buy stuff from him, he's charged you essentially, or tried to charge you 5 times the going rate. And probably at that point you've kind of given up on Gunther Arastok, just because he doesn't seem willing to barter or budge. As you guys head through the town and get towards the stockyard, you can see, there's a number of wagons that are set up, probably indicating that there either have been some Vistani traveling through, or maybe a caravan of goods has recently arrived. A number of the warehouses have been locked up and closed for the evening. A number of the stalls have been packed up, and all around the stockyard, torches have been lit, providing a flickering firelight that dances across the yard in front of you. As you enter and have a bit of a look around, begin sort of wandering through into the stockyard area, the general store does seem to still be open, light spilling from the open doorway, but no other market stalls seem to be set up. And actually, as you have a bit of a look around, not many other people.
No, it is not, right?
It is sort of, we're now getting to about sort of
Night-ish.
6 o'clock. Yeah.
Night adjacent.
Well, in Barovia, the sun sets quite early because of the cloud layer and because of the darkness that lays across the land. So the sun has definitely begun to set now. The sunset is this very mediocre affair. The clouds are not lit up by this brilliant orange and red. It's just this very wan glow coming from the west. Dying embers of the sun.
Do I see the shopkeep around these parts?
You can see the general store is open, Arasek Stockyard, the sign over the large open area, and then above the store is this, it literally just says general store. And you can see there is a warm firelight spilling out from the windows and from the doorway. It does appear to still be open.
In we go.
As you step inside, a little bell rings at the top, and a man emerges from behind a doorway probably some sort of back room or storeroom. He's an older gentleman, probably in his 60s, quite a wrinkled face, semi-bald head, just a bit of stubble on his head, clean shaven. You can see his jowls sort of folded over one another. Maybe at one time he was a bit larger, but he has since lost a bit of that weight, and there's quite dark shadows under his eyes. And as you step into the store, he comes and goes, What do you want, Gunther Steiner?
Hi, my name is Jonor. It's very nice to meet you. What are
a bunch of assholes like you doing standing around here? Huh? What do you want?
Quite frankly, I'm actually trying to do something for the church. I'm trying to find a candle. I'm looking for a candle. It would be really nice if I could find one.
Just a solitary candle? You're just looking for a solitary candle?
Look, it's looking kind of grim over there. I'm not personally religious, but I think this place could be spruced up a little bit. So, do you have any candles with sort of nice symbols or anything of that sort?
I don't have any candles with nice symbols, but I could paint some sort of symbols on candles if you wanted. I mean, I could source some very high-quality candles with symbols at some point. Give me a day or so, and I can have that organized.
Look, I might have to be a tentative plan.
Mr. Arasek, is it?
You can call me Gunther Arasek.
Gunther Arasek. I do not know how to put this delicately, but I've heard you are a man that knows how to take goods that were acquired sub-legally and make them become saleable goods again?
Give me a moment. He moves around, opens up a section of the bench, steps through, walks to the doorway, looks around outside, closes the door. You probably don't want to just be talking about this stuff with the door open. Not a very smart thing to do.
Fair enough. I apologize. I assumed at least one of my companions was not born in a barn and would have closed it behind them. But
no, sorry, that was me. Right? Yeah,
I was born next to a barn.
You were born barn adjacent.
Yes.
You heard correctly. I can make items that you need to sell. I can make them sell for prices and not be tied back to you. And if you need to buy items that are hard to acquire, I can organize those items for you.
I guess I was more found by the barn. I wasn't so much born next to it.
So, Mr. Gunther, yes, you've touched on exactly what I'm requiring. I intend soon to come into the possession of some such goods, but right now I am interested in the purchase of a particular religious artifact that I have heard has gone missing in recent times in the area. I was wondering if perhaps it has come past here.
He gives a bit of a sigh. Miliavosh told me that they were not religiously important, the candlesticks that he came to sell a couple of days ago. He told me that they were just spare items he did not need anymore. So I sold them. I bought them from him for some gold, so he could buy some.
Just candlesticks? He did not bring, bones or some such?
Bones? Why would I want to buy bones from him? That is very, very odd. Why would I be interested in the purchase of bones?
Hold on, were the candlesticks really, really white and bone-shaped?
No, they were made of copper and brass and candlestick-shaped.
I see, okay.
He had even spent a bit of time cleaning the wax off them to make them look very nice.
Yes, gee, fuck. Can I just give him a little inside order? I do believe him, but just to check, this guy could be a master con man.
Yeah. You wanna just make sure everything's above board, that he's not some sort of has-been. 18. As this guy talks to you, you get the sense this man is very practical, very utilitarian. You don't get the sense he's lying. He clearly has sized you up as strangers and therefore doesn't care too much about how much you may or may not know about his business. He's talking with the confidence of a man who knows that you'll probably all soon be dead.
I figured if he had the bones, he would have been saying that he had them so he could sell them to us. So.
Exactly, yeah. The fact that you even knew about them probably would indicate that you might pay a bit more for them if he had them. This guy seems to be telling the truth from what you can tell. But if you were looking at the candlesticks, I think I still have 1 or 2 of them. I could bring them forwards and you could buy them. I always sell them at a discount with the candles with the religious symbols on them.
No, do not. We have no need for the candlesticks. You do not have the item we are looking for, but like I said, we will very soon have in our possession some, shall we say, serendipitously acquired items, and we will bring them to you, and I think this will be a good business arrangement for all.
I feel like I need to know how hot these items are. How quickly do I need to move them?
I would say possibly very quickly.
Are these items that will be serendipitously found, are they from someone in town?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Oh, probably best that you don't bring them straight to me. I would rather have my hands clean of any sort of drama occurring in town. Ideally, you take things from other places and bring them to me and sell them, so I have some level of plausible deniability.
Actually, I do have a bunch of jewelry I nicked from that house on the...
We're not here to do your job for you, all right?
No, but you need me to do my job. I'm telling you the conditions of that.
But that, I don't know. I'm obviously not an expert in this, but that does sound like it is your job.
And I am telling you the ways in which I will do my job. Look, I have a boss to report to. I cannot just be going and doing things.
I have a boss too, and points straight at Theo.
And,
oh, great! We both have bosses. No,
I have this gold ring. I whip out one of the rings I pilfered from, I think, the bedroom in Durst Manor.
I am immediately going to take that from you and investigate it.
It's definitely made of gold. As you reach up and snatch it, it's definitely made of gold.
When I asked you earlier if you had any rings, why didn't you point this out?
No, you asked me to see my hands. You did not ask me if I had any rings.
Ask if you had any rings.
And what is a ring doing in your pocket and not on your fingers?
That's what I said at the start, and we said that the ring goes on the finger, not the pocket.
To be fair, I have no need for the jewelry. I got it because it looked shiny, and I'm wondering...
Theo, I'm going to stop you right there. We went over this. Rings on the fingers, necklace around the neck... Watches in the pocket.
To be fair, this ring does look like it was made for a lady with much daintier fingers than Theo. As you look at this Raspip, there's no way Theo could fit this on his fingers. Maybe he could
But doesn't it when you put it on?
No, it does not expand this one.
Oh, that's a shit ring.
Oh, this is why I'm... Well, shut up, Raspip.
Why would I want to buy a shit ring?
It is not shit. It is solid gold. See, ting ting.
I think I remember at the time. I think I gave you the prices for these.
Yeah, 25 GP. I have it listed with.
Yeah, brilliant.
I love that Theo said ting ting in an accent.
Yeah. I noticed that too. I was going to call that out in a second as well. I was going to take it and go ting ting You beat me to it though. In answer to Stream's question, I don't mind the Formula One. Hence the reference to one of the people in Formula One that I'm lovingly portraying here.
Not as angry.
Not as angry. I could be angrier. Is that better? Do you prefer
much
that?
Better. Thank
that
you.
Better?
Yeah, the accent came together there.
How's my Gunther Steiner?
That was great. That last bit, yeah.
The phrase in my head to get the accent in is, yesterday we looked like a bunch of rock stars, today we look like a bunch of wankers. And now I'm like, that's it, I'm ready. For those of you who don't know, this is the team principal for Haas Formula One team. He's just, the shit he says is amazing. He's just awesome.
Zero shits given.
He does not give a shit. Like he's probably one of my favorite human beings just for that very reason. Like, this man has no fucks. He's never had any fucks to give. He's in negative fucks to give. And it's so funny watching him just navigate Formula One with not a care in the world. But also maximum stress.
Also cares
somehow.
So much.
Yeah, it's really funny. I love him to bits.
The classic Formula One podcast on this channel. I love it.
Well, look, I could probably do... hang on, I've got to get the voice back in. So we look like a bunch of rock stars. There we go, I've got it. I could probably do 20 gold pieces for this ring. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less.
Shall we say... I mean, look, I know there is a, market here for jewelry. This does not come through your realm very often. I imagine gold mines...
What part of Barovia makes you think this is a market for jewelry? The people are starving. People don't have money for luxury items. I will not be selling this as a ring. I will be melting this down into gold and turning it into counterfeit coins.
Fair enough. Then, well, we could probably make a fair few coins.
I'm going to be mixing it with brass.
Shall we say 22?
I could probably make more than... Yeah, 22. I can do 22.
Okay. Yep. I give him one of my...
Get rid of the ring and take 22 gold pieces. Do you have any other item? This is a nice piece. I feel almost bad for melting this down. Not bad enough to not do it, but I almost feel bad.
That recounts my losses with the guards.
If you have any more pieces like this, you can bring it to me. This is not tied to anybody who will come looking for it?
No, this is... I mean... No, I don't think the dead will come looking for this.
Nice
Speaking of people that are coming looking for rings, have you happened to bought and or sold my ring that I've got here? And I'm gonna minor illusion what it looks like.
That is a nice trick. Yes, I do recognize this piece. This piece came through. A lady came to me to have this valued.
Where did she get it from?
She said she found it in the woods.
And where can I find this lady?
She was a maid for the Wachter house, but she came with her mistress. Clearly it was not her ring. I think she was here on behalf of the Lady Wachter.
I see. Well, I think we're on the right track, everybody.
But, I can tell you now that ring is magic. I could not identify too much about it. It is a strange material. Looks like silver, but is something else.
I know exactly what that ring is, so I don't need to identify it.
What is it? So that we know when we see it.
It's a silver ring.
Okay,
I'm
good.
pretty sure that it was made of platinum. I know my metals.
Silver ring is what you'll refer to it as, if you please.
Must have been mistaken. It was a silver ring. Yes.
Thank
so
you.
one, you won't even do your job, and two, you're not even very good at it. I'm so confused.
It is your friend. I do not want to be rude in front of your friend, but your friend is full of shit.
I mean, I only just met him.
Oh, okay.
And...
The stranger who you have walked into my shop with is full of shit.
Well, we knew that. Also, he's been looking for this ring for somewhere between weeks and months and has made zero progress until he met us 10 minutes ago, and now we know who, where, and how has it.
I would not say he's made zero progress. He found his way here to me.
Wait, yeah, with us. Before that, we've done things before we came into you, okay?
Hey, Tithla.
Yeah, Grinner, what's up?
Shut the fuck up, love.
Oh.
Agreed.
Hi.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You've been very helpful. If we have further business, we will return.
Yeah, I got one more question before we fuck off from here. Mate, speaking of the Wachter people, there's a guard that works there. He's this big fella with a big scar running down the side of his head. You know him?
Max.
Max, right.
He's a right piece of work. Piece of shit.
Yeah, right. Does he have a last name?
Is
not
it
that I know of.
Verstappen?
No, I don't. I don't know it. But if it was, he would be a light cunt.
Right, all right, Max. And what was that lady's name?
Maxine. I think
Vanessa was her name.
Vanessa, that silly bitch. All right, we're good. Max and Vanessa. All right. Somebody remember that for me.
I've written it down.
Of what?
If you are planning on
I
going
don't know if you remember the first time we met, Grinner, I had a little notepad that I would take out and I wrote things in. And I've completely forgot about it until you talked about Max and Gunther and Vanessa. So I thought, you know what? Let's write in Vanessa, Gunther, and Max.
Wait,
could my name be not in the same sentence as those two pieces of shit?
I've already written it down. It's permanent.
Oh, wait. Are you Gunther? Yeah, right.
Yes, my name is Gunther.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, I'm going to draw a question mark next to your name, Gunter, so that then no one will really know. It'll be a question. Well, if it's you or not, it's a question.
There's not many other Gunters in Vallaki. I think they
But
would probably know it's me.
maybe it's not Gunter. It just introduces the element of uncertainty.
Can you
Just
make sure
spell it
that you
wrong.
do not leave this notebook when you go into, like, steal things from the Wachters? I do not want to be mixed up in this.
Whoa, who said stealing things from the
Oh,
Wachter?
sorry, I mean acquiring
Okay.
items that you need.
So
won't.
this leader may or may not come from the Wachter Manor. Alright, a pleasant evening to you, Mr. Gunter.
Before you go, if you are going to be taking things from the Wachters, you need to be careful of Karl and Nikolai Wachter. They are the
yes,
sons of the Lady Wachter. They are more dangerous than they appear to be.
In what way?
They look like a pair of buffoons, but they fight pretty well. And they are not as stupid as they pretend to be.
Do they just fight with the sword, or are they more of the magic people?
A bit of both, fighty with the sword and sometimes using some sort of magic thing when they're close up.
Okay, so stay away from them.
Just try to avoid them. If you're going to engage them in combat, you need to be pretty quick to take them down.
And what do they look like?
What do they look like? They're both... Oh, sorry, I interrupted. What was that?
No. What the fuck they look like? I'm gonna ask my question in a minute.
Oh, I was just going to say that they're two rather large boys, well over 6 feet. They both have their hair very similar to their mother. Quite this strange, like brownish grey colour. Looks like they're a bit older than they are, but they're both quite young, maybe 19, 20. They both wear the Wachter coat of arms. Looks like a shield with some like weird animals on it that I will not recognize. I've never seen it much close. And one of them has a dirty great sword, and the other one a longbow.
All right, thank you very much. This has been very helpful. Is there anything else you can tell us about the manor and its occupants?
Don't go breaking in at night. People have tried to steal from the Wachters before. Last time a thieving group went in at night. Their bodies were found outside the front of the manor. Just like cut up into pieces.
So you think the day is a more safe time to go in?
To be honest, I would not go in at all. I think those people are a bunch of wankers. I think they are a bunch of crazy people. I would not be messing with the Wachters, but you seem rather convinced that this is where you need to go. So maybe there's a way in without having to break in. It's no secret that Lady Wachter wants to be the new mayor, wants to take over. Maybe that could be an angle you could prey upon.
Could
out there you're not happy with.
Campaign donors?
Yeah,
What's the process of becoming a new mayor?
It is a title that is inherited, so she's going to have to kill him and his children, and then bully the town into, like, siding with her. That's why she hasn't done it yet. It's a lot of work.
I see.
And not a lot of people like the Wachters.
Maybe we should just burn her house down and then pick through the rubble. I think that's the best plan.
That would be like finding a ring in a castle stack.
Yeah, almost exactly.
Or something like that.
I do not tell you how to do your job. Just make sure you do not get spotted setting fire to the manor.
I'm sorry, setting fire to the what?
Just make sure you don't get caught setting fire to the manor.
I do not want to set fire to the manor.
Oh, good.
I do.
Okay.
No fire.
Goodbye, Gunther.
Hey, Grinner?
Tell this man to
Grinner?
stop now. We've taken up too much of his time.
Shut up!
All right.
If you
Both
happen
of
to
you
come
out
across,
of this door?
if you happen to come across any more goods that you need to move quickly, remember your friend Gunther.
Yes, we will.
It's a weird tagline, but all right, let's go.
All right. So I think we all agree. Lady Wachter is the culprit. They were framing poor Miljevosh.
Yeah, let's go punch the silly bitch.
Can I have a nap?
Well, I don't think we can go in there at night time.
I don't.
We have
Well, if
to
you want your ring,
sleep.
we can't go in there during the daytime in case she is out.
Well, We can get up early. Well, now that she'll be in there during the night time, if we get up early and just make sure that she hasn't left yet.
Yeah,
What if-
breakfast surprise.
I guess if we want to do the campaign donor angle to get through the front door, we could
I also have another little plan there. As part of those magical skill sets that you've been ever so intrigued about, I was going to propose I meet
My ring!
Meet either the mayor or his two sons, and I can disguise myself as either one of them and potentially get access into their property.
I love that. That has sparked an idea in my head. What if instead of doing what you said, we go to the mayor, talk to them, reveal the plan of the attempting to overthrow, conspire with the mayor, which isn't conspiring, it's scheming if you're doing it with the people in charge.
It's true.
To overthrow Lady Wachter, and then we can ruin her reputation, destroy her entire fortune, and then she'll be forced to sell the ring just to be able to eat the food, and then we'll have it.
Tithla, I think the plan might be slightly too long term, and I'm pretty sure the mayor already knows the Lady Wachter is out to get him.
And I want my ring now.
Well, I think Jonor has already mentioned that perhaps he needs a rest. So we could go in the morning. We lose the advantage of my pie, sure, but we could pretend to be campaign donors, offer to support her with funds and or muscle, and that could get us through the front gate.
I have a better
What
idea.
exactly does your pie do?
It makes him very sleepy for the evening.
Can we just go there and kill him from a distance?
No,
I
we're
think
not
if we
just
kill
killing
him,
people.
then someone will know that the manor is under assault.
Not necessarily.
Or option C is yes, we just bomb rush your manor and hope we don't die.
Yeah, Jonah's absolutely prepared for that. Let's go now.
Rose,
Let's not rush
speak some
the matter.
sense into him.
Well,
Dawn, say something.
I look around. Are the kids in there right now?
The what? Sorry, no, you
Are
can't
the
see.
kids-
You can't see the two ghosts.
I feel like Tithla would be able to see them.
No, because they're not there.
Tickle's hallucinating up there.
Then Tithla can see them. Rose, Thorn.
I mean, they're not. I'm not gonna roleplay them because they're not there. So
No, I know. That's
you
fine.
can just have a.
Grinner,
The ghosts are not there.
I think you need to have a little bit of a rest. You've been quite imaginative today, so let's pack this one up. Good.
I don't know why you said it like it was a bad
Thank
thing.
you for your hospitality in this and all that sort of stuff. We're going to be on our way.
He's still there.
I thought most of you had left my. Most of you had left the store.
Alright.
I am just peeking out through the window because I was closing up the door.
Back to the inn. Sleepy time for the night. We assault the manor in the morning.
I would like to see one of the mayor's kids before I go to bed, though.
No, this is not the mayor.
I just want to look at it.
This is the lady walk. The mayor is her political rival.
Yeah, I want to see the mayor's kids, because if she wants to kill the mayor and the mayor's kids, she let the mayor's kid in
how
straight
old
away.
are they? Because they're probably asleep.
No, it's not. I just need to look at them.
6 p.m.
It's closer to 7 now after talking to Gunther.
That's not a bad plan. We could deliver a fake mayor's kid to her for murder.
There we go.
Oh, this
That's
is
exactly that's what I was proposing there.
Let's go heist you or look at a mayor's kid.
I'm sure there's an easy way. This is not the easy way.
I'm into this. This is the kind of hijinks I'm here for.
As you guys begin heading out of the stockyard, you hear a low growl echo through the streets, and then a shout, a cry of alarm, the sound of splintering wood. And as you turn and look behind you, you see one of the large shipping crates has splintered open, revealing an enormous white direwolf. As it growls ominously, you hear the cries of alarm from behind it as the wolf snaps at something around its neck, some sort of tether, and then takes off, sprinting towards you, growling. And that is where we're going to leave things for tonight.
Fuck, that wasn't there before.
That's I always like ending on a little bit of a cliffhanger, Andrew, in case you haven't noticed in all the D&D sessions I've run. I always like ending on a little bit of cliffhanger.
I hadn't even noticed, Owen. I hadn't ever noticed
that's
it
so
all.
great. Yeah, you're really just quite oblivious, aren't you, mate? Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Dead by this point at the end of the session, though, to be fair.
That's true. Oh, sorry. Let me just roll for the wolf. That is a nat 20. So that's 427 points of damage. Are you okay? Like, how are you looking?
I'm on negative 400 damage.
You watch as the wolf's jaws close around Raspip, and as the wolf throws its head back in, there's fuck! As the wolf then swallows him.
Pelicans and just.
No, obviously none of that happens. And thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will be back again next week for more Curse of Strahd. Thank you so much, Andrew, for coming and joining us as the lovely and charismatic Raspip. Looking forward to seeing more of Raspip. And I also love the look of confusion on Haz's face as he's trying to figure out what type of class you are, and then you throw in an Eldritch Blast, and he's just like, wait, what?
I thought you might like that.
Sorcerers can't blast eldritchly.
There's some sorcerers can.
Can't they?
Yeah, some sorcerers can. I mean, we said it now. It's also on your character art that was cycling through, so I've kind of already spoiled it. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. We will see you all next time. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all tomorrow night. Well, sorry, I'm not we. I realised that it's going to be me and the Avatar crew, but tomorrow night we're back with Avatar Legends, and then on Wednesday is Return of the Giants. So stay safe, stay well, and until next time, see you guys later. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.
Bye.